Dr. Paul Kamer, Aldous of Fire Ministry. I'm so excited. I just want to come to you each week with a short little teaching. God's given me a very powerful word here, but I want to covet your prayers as this ministry, Altars of Fire, travels around the world spreading the fire of God. But I think I've got a really good word for you here. I'm reading out of Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. Verse 19 says, "We have this hope as an anchor for our soul, firm and secure. It enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain where our forerunner, Jesus, has entered on our behalf. He has become the high priest forever in the order of Melchizedek." There's so much in this that I'd like to share with you, but I just want to tell you, he's our anchor. You know this. Jesus Christ is our anchor, but it says he's entered in the inner sanctuary, the Holy of Holies. He's went into heaven and secured our coming, if you will. But I love that word. It says he is our forerunner. And I did some searching out on that forerunner. And I know a lot of people are going through storms and having problems and stuff in their lives. But forerunner is a word for you today. I want you to remember this. In the old days, when the big ships would enter into the seas and try to get up into the harbor, sometimes the storms were so strong that they would let down. They had 4 anchors and they would let down 4 little boats. And these little boats would carry the 4 anchors up into the harbor, up onto the shore, and would secure the anchors on solid ground and on some kind of solid ground to where the ship could pull the ropes tight and be secure in the storm and stand there and ride that storm out by the security of their anchors on solid ground. Jesus is our anchor according to these verses, and he has went up into heaven and secured as an anchor our coming to where we can ride these storms out. Glory to God. If you're having a storm in your life today, if things are going on that is upsetting you and sickness and disease and financial and family issues and all the things that we can mention, remember this. You need to let your forerunner, Jesus Christ, secure that rope, tighten it up, strengthen it up. These ropes are made to draw you into your anchor, and your anchor is Jesus Christ. It'll secure you in the storm. I've been in the ministry for over 20 plus years, and I'm telling you, there's been a lot of storms in my life. And if it wasn't for the forerunner, if it wasn't for the anchor that was put up on solid ground, if I didn't have a secure understanding of this, if I didn't know the storms would have beat me to death like the ships in the days of old, they would have been tossed and battered up against the rocks and run aground and broken up. Listen, I'm telling you right now, to secure your anchor, know that it's on solid ground. Know that there's nothing stronger than Jesus Christ. He is the name that's above all names, and he is your forerunner. He's went to heaven. He's prepared for your coming. But between now and then, there's going to be trials and tribulations on this earth. There's going to be storms. So just have your ropes drawn tight, secure. That anchor is not going to give way. That anchor is secure. He's in heaven at the right hand of the Father, preparing for your coming, preparing for your provisions, if you will. He is ready to welcome you into heaven when the right time comes. But until then, hold tight to your anchors. Hold tight to your ropes. Pull the slack up out of them and hold them tight so you won't, as a ship, you won't be tossed to and fro. You won't be busted to pieces. The devil can't touch you. I'm telling you what, Jesus Christ is our anchor. He's our forerunner. Just like in those days of old, there'll come a time when they'll take those anchors, they'll clean it off, and they'll pick them up out of that solid rock, and they'll bring those anchors back to ship, and the wind will shift, and you'll begin to set sail into the open seas. And Jesus told Peter, he said, launch out into the deep. There'll be a time when God will call you to launch out into the deep. But if you're in that storm right now, hold tight to your anchors and draw the slack up out of your rope. That's called faith in your anchor, faith in Jesus Christ. And then you hold tight to that, and it won't tear you apart. The storms won't bother you. You'll ride those storms out, and then you'll use the wind of those storms to shove you out into the deep seas, to launch out into the deep for a mighty catch. Again, this is Dr. Paul Kamer. I love you today, and I pray that you'll partnership with this ministry as we travel around the world. We're getting ready this coming October to go to Colombia, Barranquilla, Colombia. I hope you partner with us. We have a secure anchor, a forerunner, Jesus Christ. He's the head of this ministry, and he's doing great things. Many people are being saved. Many people are being delivered and healed through this ministry. We have a solid rock that's called Jesus Christ. We have an anchor anchor, our forerunner that I wholeheartedly believe in. I love you, and let me end by praying for you. And Father, I pray that this word will touch the lives of those who hear this word, and I pray right now that they will rest in assurance with their anchor, their forerunner, who is Jesus Christ, that they'll draw that rope tight and ride the storm out, and then literally use the wind of that storm to set sail into the open seas that we call this world, that will let down their nets for a mighty catch. I pray blessings over you, and I thank you that you're covenanting with us in partnership, in prayer and in finances. God bless you until next time.